You ever see someone get humiliated so bad in public you just want to turn away, but you can't because deep down you're hoping to see what happens next? That's exactly what went down the night. I learned who really holds the power in this city. And no, it's not always who's wearing the fanciest tux. It started at Manhattan's most exclusive charity ball. One of those events where the champagne costs more than your monthly rent, and the people in the room treat philanthropy like an Olympic sport, just with more diamonds. There was Diana Johnson, scrubbing wine off the marble floor in her plain uniform, blending right into the background the way working people are trained to do. But tonight, she caught the eye of William Hartford, king of Hartford Industries, heir to a fortune that'd make your head spin, the kind of guy who'd never known a real no in his whole silk-lined life. He sidled up with a smirk and dropped that line. "So, you one of the special girls for after the party?" Loud enough for his friends to hear, eyes glinting with the confidence of a man who'd never faced consequences. And you could see in Diana's face that this wasn't her first time being reduced to furniture. But maybe, just maybe, it'd be the last. She looked right at him and said, calm as the eye of a hurricane, "I'm here to clean, nothing more." And you could feel the tension crackle around them. Some folks pretending not to notice, others barely hiding their grins because humiliation, in these circles, is just another after-dinner show. William, never one to read the room, took out $100 bill, made sure everyone saw, and said, "For the embarrassment, sweetheart. And if you change your mind about extra services, I'm at the Pierre." His friends howled, the laughter cutting sharper than glass. You know what I mean? That kind of laughter sticks to your skin. But Diana, and this is the twist, right here, didn't flinch, didn't wilt. She just looked him in the eye and said, "Thank you for the offer, Mr. Hartford, but there are things your money can't buy." Suddenly, his swagger wobbled just a little because that answer didn't fit the script. She was supposed to disappear, not stand her ground with that dignified, almost unsettling calm. What he didn't know, what nobody in that chandelier-lit ballroom knew, was Diana wasn't just the cleaning lady. She had 2 degrees, spoke 4 languages, ran a corporate auditing firm by day under another name, and carried in her purse enough ammunition to blow up his world. But that night, she went home to her Bronx apartment with more than just humiliation. She went home with a mission, one that had been brewing since she was 16, when her mother, working as a maid, was fired for refusing the advances of a rich boss. Diana swore no one would ever make her feel powerless again. What stung most was knowing William had probably done this to dozens of women, hiding behind his money, his boardroom, his shiny reputation, always sure he'd never be held to account. 3 days later, Diana's supervisor called bad news. William had complained, claimed Diana was inappropriate, and just like that, she was blacklisted from all future events. Economic blackmail, pure and simple. Maybe you'd consider other services if you want to keep working, was the unspoken threat. That was the final straw. Diana turned from survivor to avenger, dove into her files, dusted off her sharpest tools, and started piecing together a case against William, because by day, she wasn't just cleaning up other people's messes, she was paid to find the skeletons in their closets, the kind that even their lawyers couldn't bleach clean. She found plenty in Hartford Industries records, shady contracts, suspicious partnerships, a decade-long pattern of discrimination and retaliation, all just waiting to be exposed. The city's rumor mill spun into overdrive. At every high society gathering, folks whispered about the uppity cleaning lady who dared take on William Hartford. Diana, using a different name, worked these events as a waitress, blending in, listening, and that's how she met Marcus Thompson, a black attorney who'd built a reputation fighting for victims like her. She slipped him a card, "Call me tomorrow. It's about Hartford." That same night, William, still riding high, posted on social media about keeping certain people in their place. That, my friend, was the twist he never saw coming because Diana was already saving every word, every post, every sneer. When Marcus called, Diana laid out her evidence. Recordings, testimonies, financial docs, buried audit reports enough to not just sue for harassment, but trigger a full federal investigation. "How'd you get all this?" Marcus asked, half in awe. Diana smiled. "People leave doors open when they think you're invisible." While William boasted online about standards and order, the walls were closing in. The crack came on a Monday morning. Reporters of the lobby, his lawyer in panic mode. The OCs open a case. There are documents, recordings, evidence going back years. And Diana Johnson isn't who you think. In one viral moment, a video surfaced. William, in his own words, propositioning Diana, belittling her. The entire exchange caught live. Social media exploded. Hartford Exposed was everywhere. His friends distanced themselves, investors fled, business partners vanished. Even the senator's wife who'd laughed at Diana was now on TV, denouncing William's behavior, rewriting her story to stay on the right side of history. But Diana didn't stop there. She released the real bombshell. An internal memo signed by William instructing supervisors to find creative reasons to fire minority employees. That was checkmate. William Hartford, the man who'd built an empire on arrogance and impunity, lost everything: the business, the fortune, the power gone. He ended up in a modest apartment, a pariah in the city he used to rule. 6 months later, Diana was walking the halls of her own firm, DJ Consulting and Associates, now one of the most respected in New York. Companies lined up, not wanting Hartford problems to fester. The lawsuit was a landslide: $50 million in damages, new federal laws protecting workers, the Hartford Act named in her honor. And Diana? She'd gone from cleaning floors to speaking in the same auditoriums where she once scrubbed bathrooms, telling future leaders, underestimating someone based on their job or skin color is the costliest mistake you can make. The person you dismiss today might decide your fate tomorrow. And William, who once ruled from penthouses, couldn't even get a board seat at a small business, rejected by women and people of color who refused to forget what he'd done. The true ending? Diana didn't just win revenge. She built a legacy, became a symbol of her story, a permanent reminder that the most dangerous person in the room is the one you don't see coming, the one you think can be bought, silenced, erased. And the grand ballroom, where it all started, closed for renovation, with rumors of a memorial to victims like Diana's mother. Sometimes, the universe lines up your biggest humiliation just to clear the runway for your greatest victory. So let me ask, how many more Dianas are out there, underestimated, biding their time, ready to rewrite the rules? Where do you stand when the tables finally turn? Share your thoughts below, because justice doesn't wait for permission, and the only real power is never letting them decide your worth.